Juice Bar back. Knicks 2-0. Headed back to Madison Square Garden. The atmosphere is going to be unprecedented. Saturday.
Come on.
3:30 p.m. Do not miss it. I know you guys won't. I don't want to steal SAS Stephen A. Smith's saying, but orange and blue skies, baby. They are bright and clear as they get. Knicks get a massive W. Monaco, we're going to react. That's how we're opening the show, of course. You have deja vu, right? Sometimes. And it's just a feeling that comes over you, right?
Yeah.
I have never seen a basketball game mirror another basketball game like I just saw Game 2 mirror Game 1 in the Eastern Conference. Not the second round, but what?
The semis.
In the semis, not the second round. So for the Knicks to get that W, I don't know how long we're going to run on this. We could run for an hour maybe, but give me your reaction. I give Alex Monaco a hard time when we're walking around MSG, when we're walking around New York City, when we're walking around MSG Network Studio, because he always drills it in my head. Knicks have a chance to win the title. And I'm like, listen, brother, relax. They've been playing really well. I get it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He told me they would win Game 1. He told me they would win Game 2. I have to pay the man his respects. What was your immediate reaction as you watched it go down? Of course, we're going to bring the group chat to life. We're going to talk about it all. Alex Monaco, Knicks up 2-0. How you feeling?
Teeing me up like Brunson to Hart in the corner for a needed 3 in the first 2.5 quarters. No, I appreciate you, man. Well, look, let's take a step back here. A couple of things are true. This team was restructured for matchups specifically against Boston. We got to remind ourselves they haven't seen each other in the playoffs in a very long time. Secondarily, you and I know this, Sean. We talk about it on the Juice Bar all the time. We got the best closer in the game. We got the best closer in the series. It's Jalen Brunson. So the goal for this team is to just get in these spots where you make, to what you texted the group chat, Boston tight. It was exactly what happened from Game 1 to Game 2. A little bit of different ways to get there on the road, but watching this team in real time, and I said it on other instances, we have to give the Pistons a lot of credit here because I call them the middle brother. They toughened these boys up and gave them some tests physically that they've already carried in. And what are we seeing on the eye test? Boston ain't right. Zingas, we need to hire an investigator at this point. What's going on? He is not even relevant in the first 2 games, and now we're starting to remind ourselves, Jalen with the knee wasn't 100%. To me, he's the best athlete in the series, and I'm not seeing him take advantage of that at the Cup. Secondarily, I could go on, but this team, Sean, just like last year, when they're doubted, when they're slept on, we've seen Brunson and Hart talk about it on the Roommate Show. We've seen the national narrative slander. It all fuels this club, and rock solid cadence down the stretch, and you can't help but feel in a situation where the whole world's on Boston, they don't feel that in real time, and that's what I thought we saw in the fourth quarter, at least on the Celtics side of things.
Without question. You know how when you're watching SportsCenter, they just skip to the fourth quarter? I don't want to do that in this game because I want to talk about the slug it was.
It was a slug. 1995 with it, 91-90 final score.
And of course, if you're a hoop guy or girl like we are here at the Juice Bar, you saw what happened to the Denver Nuggets. It was a pure out blitz, give up, game over, we can do nothing. The Knicks could not put the ball in the hole for maybe the first 7 or 8 minutes of the entire game.
Yeah.
Continued to just plug and plug away. Would cut it. The only difference in this game was it was multiple spurts of keeping it close. down
Sean, you always talk about Hart. Let me tee you up. Talk about, because if you're sitting there, and I screenshot the box score, we're sitting there with Hart with the only man over 20. He's keeping these boys in the game on the point side of things. This is the rebound, assist, do everything but score last kind of guy, because he isn't asked to do that. Talk to me about Josh Hart scoring the basketball last night.
For a guy that I joke has no real quote-unquote talent. Obviously, I'm saying that in a facetious way. I'm being facetious. But offensively, he has no real game, no bag, nothing consistent that he can rely on to make things happen. It's all out pure art or pure heart, pure effort, and him just willing, almost the way he shoots jumpers, he's trying to will the ball in the basket. There's no.
But he was willing the ball. Last night he was willing the ball. See, you always speak on Brunson's ability to know the temperature in the room. Well, shout out to his stepbrother's bunk bed buddy. His ability, Josh Hart, I feel, to realize OG's in single digits. Bridges didn't get going till the fourth. Captain Clutch was in single digits till the fourth. They're there because Josh Hart was scoring threes. He was driving to the cup. It was one of those things, Sean, where now we're talking about, and I joked about it on the Juice Bar last year, Mazzulla in his late 30s. I mean, I could pick a few spots where you don't burn a timeout, you don't stop that New York flow. It's a little bit still of inexperience in those situational spots because they're used to blowing everyone out. But I want to throw it back to you. I think player for player, as player coaches with the IQ on the court, you got to lean New York Knicks and starting with the roommate's IQ in these situations. I mean, even Brunson getting fouled by Holiday because it was there. Is that the most, maybe as high of a game-winning points as you can get, 2 free throws, but you're going to take them all day. Just high IQ from the boys. I could keep going.
Yeah, of course. But just to go back to Josh in particular, it's just pure want and grind. And he's the guy on the court they're going to give good looks to automatically. And if he's knocking them down, it's a completely different basketball team. Coming into this game, we always try to grab a bunch of research. We talked about the record when OG Anunoby scores 20 points, what Mikal Bridges adds when he adds buckets. And we'll get to him in a second, by the way, because he's been absolutely awesome in the fourth quarter for about 2 weeks now against the Pistons and against the Boston Celtics. Coming down to the fourth quarter, Mikal Bridges has made big plays, big shots, filled up the stat sheet. Josh Hart is the heart of the squad, without question. He gets things going. He rebounds. He chirps. He bangs into people. He draws fouls. He's the only guy on the team that really gets downhill. There's no one else. Like, Brunson gets downhill when he can, but he's not a fast break guy. He's a half-court guy.
Well,
Josh
Sean,
Hart's the only guy that gets out in transition and will lay it up and finish and is comfortable doing so. So I've talked about it. He's my favorite player in the NBA. This is how
when we're raising,
he's that important.
When we're raising our future sons, I got a better shot with my genes. You're in the 6 Foot Club, former high school quarterback, but I'm gonna try to get my future sons to play like Josh Hart. No shot at being Curry, but any kid can be Josh Hart.
That's fact. I don't want to diminish his offensive game that much because, if you were to catch him at your local LA Fitness, his offense would look like Allen Iverson's. But when we're talking about the NBA, it's a grind every possession when he has the ball, and he just made it happen, man. You said it right. He kept those guys afloat in a lot of offensive possessions that he typically doesn't make. And that's what you're going to need in a series like this. And to be and as everybody, you know what's funny, Monaco? You know what I was thinking the first 3 quarters? I was like, Brunson's allowed to have a bad game. I guess that's where we're at. I can't really ding him for having a game that's not up to par for his standards.
Sure.
But then once the first quarter showed up and it was tight and he could get to going, he got to going. And I haven't seen this guy hit the rim in the fourth quarter in weeks.
So nailed.
It's all nylon all the time. It's insane.
And some of our research here, it's unbelievable. I mean, from a clutch perspective here, lots of notes from our guy Pete, but the Knicks have played 7 clutch time games in the playoffs. Brunson leads the NBA in clutch points in the fourth, 41, or he just leads the clutch points category with 41. And he's the only player with more than 6 clutch made field goals. We're talking about Mariano Rivera here. But now, Sean, let's take a step back. We're talking about 2-0. 2-0 back to the crib. This hasn't happened, 2 Knicks road dubs, since 99. Shout out Ewing and the boys. We know where they went to that year, and they did 2 road dubs in the conference semis. Home teams, road teams, being up 2-0 here on the road, 85.7% win rate, 30-5 historically. Talk to me about, we got baseball superstition here, but talk to me about the now just psychology of going back to the real Garden and up 2-0, the pressures, the approach. Talk to me about that, because ain't nobody had the New York Knicks up 2-0 except for the juice bar.
Half the juice bar. Yeah, I can't take credit for that at all.
Come on, man. I'm a point guard. You're coming with me.
Half the juice bar. Half the juice bar for sure. Yeah, it's massive. The psychological part of this is, it's immeasurable.
It's what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, the opportunity that they have now with the Pacers up 2-0, both the Cavs and the Celtics are in dire straits. They're in trouble on the rocks, as we say, right? So
yeah,
this is the thing psychologically that I believe is insurmountable, or you can't really grasp it. So
great word.
Say the Knicks went to Boston and lost 2 tight games, or they split 1-1, and then got home and were down 22 points, 18 points. The crowd is sucked out of it naturally. I believe now, no matter what, no matter how big they go down, if they go down at all, the vibe in the room is going to be, so what? The energy's still going to be there. We can come back. We can go ahead and compete regardless of it. And I think that mental edge is what's really massive. The Boston Celtics looked extremely tight in that second, more than the first round. The first game just seemed like they were missing a lot of shots, maybe settling. They looked awfully nervous and tight in that second game in the fourth quarter down the stretch. Jason Tatum looked horrific down the stretch.
Horrific.
Very, very, very timid, was questioning everything he did. The only direct move and play he made was when he got the inbound, went straight down and dunked the ball when it was around 24 seconds to start the possession. Other than that, it looked possession to possession like, I'm not sure where I want to get or what I want to do. And on the exact opposite side of the coin, Jalen Brunson, every possession in clutch is like, this is where I'm going to get. This is where I want to do. I'm going to step back here. He talked about not knowing exactly. It's more reactive, especially when he talked about that Asor Thompson step back where he was just like, this is the space that Thompson gave me. I took it with a snatch back, and then I found myself in open space. But still, the confidence and I can get where I want, Jalen Brunson has showed and Jason Tatum has not.
Well, great point there. And just look at the 2 samples we have in the 2 games. He knows exactly what to do. Let's even call it just when he needed the kiss off the glass, he goes to Cat. He knows how to go backdoor, get the rock, hit it. Last night, it's Drew Holiday's not in a good position. Sure, there's 7-8 seconds left, but I can hook his arm and get to the line. It's all reactive. And he spoke on it post-game. This is the Nova the culture. They played in these games. They grew up in these games. And then you throw it back to you, Sean. Look, let's talk this out. Because not only was Boston a bottom 5 home favorite cover all season, so clearly at their place, they didn't play many close games. But on top of that, can we not say game 1's last moment and what Tatum chose to do, which is hot garbage from Curry land in game 1? I'm saying this in my house, party of one. That last play, I go, oh my God, he's in his own head because he's going, a natural Tatum would probably pull up for this, but they're 10 for 40 tonight. I need to go to the crib. And now I want to talk to you about Bridges D stuffs him in his face back to New York up 2-0. OG there. I mean, such a terrible decision. But even on top of that, Missoula doesn't burn one. The audacity, the gall. This is where I say we got 2 times the age at head coach and a guy in his late 30s, less than 1,000 sleeps of age from us. I mean, I could keep going there, but I just think this Boston team has not seen everything, and they have not seen a team like this. It is far and away advantage. If we're going boxer, UFC, looking at the tail of the tape, we have the clutch factor on our side.
No question. And it seemed like Boston was like, oh, here we go again, and got extremely tight. And the only guy, I talked about it, the only guy in game 1 that wasn't tight was Jalen Brunson. I think the whole entire Knicks squad was a little looser this time around. There we go. We've been in this before. That's the mental thing that's massive. I tweeted, Missoula didn't use the final timeout and tried to let Tatum make a statement, go down and win it, and he won't sleep tonight. He tried to let his superstar, Jason Tatum, get it out of the net, bring it up full court, not let Tibbs and the Knicks get set defensively, and Jason Tatum would make it happen.
He buckled. He buckled. Do you not feel like he was dribbling at the top of the key? Should I shoot the shot? No, I should probably drive because last game I did this and I missed. And then he gets stuffed in the corner. He goes to his weak side. What is he, Julius Randle? Going to your weak side with the game on the line, dude. Honestly, this is where I start to get excited. But, I mean, looking ahead to Saturday afternoon.
Really quick, I don't want this research to go to waste because it's top notch from our top tier. Let's talk about clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson. Let me go through a couple bullet points here. The Knicks have played 7 clutch time games in the playoffs so far. Jalen Brunson leads the NBA in total clutch points with 41. He's the only player with more than 6 made clutch field goals. This is the massive part because I talk about this all the time. I want my guy, forget about, like, James Harden is the guy I don't want to see. I want the guy willing to take shots late, willing to go out on his pistol that he's been riding with all year long. Brunson has twice as many clutch field goal attempts as the second guy in the NBA, which is Tyrese Halliburton. Brunson has 28 field goal attempts in 32, in crunch time this year. Tyrese Halliburton is 6 of 14 in clutch. The disparity in that, you know it, I know it, the entire basketball world knows who's getting the ball. Doesn't matter, it's going up. Brunson has the best plus minus in the clutch in the playoffs at a plus 31. Second best, Josh Hart, plus 30. Jalen and Jokic. Jokic has 13 points, 5 assists in 5 clutch games. Aaron Gordon has 16 points in the clutch. So Brunson just crushes everybody when it comes to a tight game in the last 5 minutes. His usage rate in the clutch is 49%. That is a joke.
Please read the Jordan line, the next line. Incredible.
For historical reference, in 1998, Michael Jordan had a usage rate of 51% and a total of 76 clutch points, most in the single playoffs, as far as the league keeps data. So essentially, the most clutch points as we know it. Jalen Brunson is going to be pushing that number if the Knicks continue to make a run. Jalen needs one more 40-point game in the playoffs to pass Bernard King for the most 40-point playoff games in Knicks history. Bernard King had 7. The guy's this is his third playoffs.
And Sean, cherry on top, Knicks are the first team since 98 to come back down 20 twice in the same series. All that you said is because of this man. It's inconceivable, the slander he gets on the national stage. I got to throw it back to you. You're from Chicago. You've seen him play. You've seen him grow up. What is it about him not getting his proper flowers? What more do you need to see? Are we going to, I guess I need to tune into radio today all day and see who changes their tune, because what else needs to happen? He's one away from the most 40 pieces in the playoffs since King. So we're talking, already top 3 Knicks all time. He's been here for a New York minute. Are people now realizing? Are people finally realizing? Because I kind of like it this way now. We're like the best kept secrets, like the best pizza. It's Mama's 2 in West Village, and everyone's going to John's at Bleecker Street. Mama's 2 is the better slice.
Yeah, it's well said. I think everybody's hip. I think folks are privy and giving him his flowers. I think the perfect example of how cool, calm, and collected he is, to be completely honest for me, is when he missed the game winner in game 1 before overtime. He kind of just smiled like, wow, I got to my spot. I've literally done whatever I wanted in the fourth quarter. Almost smirked as if like, that's the only way these guys are going to slow me up. I'm going to have to miss bunnies for these guys to slow me up. And for him to go from Asur Thompson to Drew Holiday and Derek White and just continue to plug away and have no qualms about holding the ball 50% of the time in clutch, it's just a different guy. Different guy. I don't know. I mean, I was younger when Jordan was playing, so I'm in a different basketball body, but I don't know if I've ever felt as confident and comfortable with a guy to have the ball late in the fourth quarter than Jalen Brunson.
I'm with you, my man.
Indirectly or not, you or subconsciously or not, when certain guys get the ball, you feel a lot better in spots. When this guy has the ball in the fourth quarter, it's to the point where I'm like, you're not going to I'm supremely confident. When Tatum went down and dunked it, it's like my immediate reaction was, you're not going to have the last shot. You're like in deep trouble. Brunson's going to be able to get to his spot and do whatever he wants. And that's exactly what ended up happening, man. Salute Jalen Brunson. Bridges.
Let's talk about the role players before we get out of here. Little OG Bridges, little Mitch Robb, absolute plus minus gift last night. We got to talk about the role players here.
Yeah, I said I was going to bring you guys into the group chat. Monaco texts me and Harrison. We're in the chat for the game, and he goes, just simply put, Bridges has 0 points through 3. That's it. That's all he said. And I was like, yeah, I mean, he was 0 of 8. He just couldn't get anything to fall. And he got in the fourth quarter, and he goes nuts.
Ballistic.
And
they needed that on so many levels, Sean, because that's an OG spot here. And we got it here. Shout out Pete. OG scores 20+. Knicks are 26-10, including 4-0 in the playoffs, and he just didn't have it with under 10 last night. And Bridges showed you the Iron Man, who does not get the praise. He only gets the backlash. And oftentimes, because they're looking at box scores, Knicks fans, whomever, but you got to remind yourself, this guy's covering likely your best player. He's never out of the game. He's running around the court. He's never missed a game. His rebounds, his assists, his steals, his blocks. And it was just so fitting that a guy that I think has gone through a lot of ups and downs, just, working his way into this team and finding his role. What a beautiful moment and a signature moment. You can hang that block, and OG had a hand on it too, but it was all Bridges. My goodness, I'm so happy for him and just this whole moment for Knicks Nation, because now, and to listen to Hart and JB talk about him in particular, they even said it. It started with his preparation all the way back with Jay Wright. And that's what I want to, again, bring up. These guys have been in these moments. They are college champions. The win and go home, I know it's March Madness. I know it's college, but you got to give that something. A lot of one-and-done guys on this Celtics team, if we're really calling it what it is, from college. Champions galore on this Knicks team.
Yeah. I mean, and they've showed that in the fourth quarter of these last couple games. And we talked about bringing the big positive we talked about in the Pistons series was them being able to bring a little dog into it. It looks like they took a little bit of dog and a little bit of fight from that Pistons series and brought it right into Boston. So
Cat running downhill over here in a way. He didn't get even a two-step little ever against Detroit. This is big, Sean. Now, I got to ask you the psychology of Game 3 in MSG, because a lot of people say, oh, the Celtics play better on the road. If you do look at the splits, they do. They're also 20-2 in the regular season off a loss. So we know in the betting world we live in, this would be probably, I don't want to call it a scheduled spot to take Boston. But as we look ahead here, and how, first off, how do you feel about the line being Knicks +5 and +184, depending on where you shop on the money line for Game 3?
Yeah, +5 is exactly where I put it. I don't know exactly. I said it's going to be 4.5 or 5 in favor of Boston. I don't know how else you can hang it. I don't know how you bet this game if you are a bettor. I would have said if you're looking for all the trends to fit, teams that have been up or down 0-1 have historically, in a landslide fashion, responded in Game 2, covered
the Thunder Nuggets, got to your point earlier.
Yes, exactly. That exact spot. And the Timberwolves coming up here as we record this on Thursday morning. But that would have been the game where I was like, I mean, job's done. Split's done. Let's get back to the Garden. I just hope the boys don't sip any juice and feel good about themselves at all.
Great
opportunity
point
that they have right now at home, coming home to a raucous crowd, to go up 3-0 potentially in a second round spot with the Cavs on the ropes, dealing with injuries, dealing with people out, and still being able to give the Pacers a run. It's massive. So as long as they come in like they're down 0-2 and continue to plug away, it's a massive opportunity to come home to, and the Garden is going to be the atmosphere in the Garden is going to be unprecedented. I can't imagine what the prices for tickets are going to look like, how that's going to look, the atmosphere outside. I just hope that the guys don't flip and now they're nervous because they're up 2-0 and they want to live up to the crowd and get the W. Just come in, continue to play hard and close out games like you've been doing.
And just to put a button on it to end, can you join me on the other side? Are the Knicks gonna run the table? Can I get a Stone Cold HE double hockey sticks? Yeah. Or is it, at least in your opinion, on the table? It's not that far-fetched anymore.
Well, we're in a completely different atmosphere here. 2-0 going back home with that home court advantage. Jason Tatum has played really, really well in the Garden all year long in the 4 matchups. Or not, in the 2 matchups, I should say, just because they played 4 times. 2 have been in the Garden. He's been awesome.
Awesome.
So they just got to continue to hope that mentally those threes not going down feels it really, really heavy. They got a really good chance here, man. This is about as best of a chance as you can ask for to win the series and win the entire East and then get a chance at the title.
Hey, you and I will be sitting next to each other. Juice bar rolls as a unit. We'll be there rocking for the boys. Orange and blue skies, baby. What a morning. Knicks up 2-0.
Money line Monaco living up to his name.
Come on, baby. Make sure to check out the Juice Bar across all mediums. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. Sean Little at Chicago Flow. Alex Monaco at Moneyline Monaco. We are rocking every week at MSG Networks. Tune in.